In this video I'm going to show you how you can make this personalised American Indian broken heart earring. So we've got a broken heart around the outside here, we've got a male and female American Indian symbol, and we've personalised it by putting the character A at the bottom. And we're going to do that using Fluid Designer for 3D printing. So I'm going to use a number of different items. I'm going to use this wire connector with a 1.5mm diameter hole. That's for the fish hook to go through. I'm going to use a Harrington font. We've got lots of other different types of fonts, but I'm just going to add Harrington font capital letter A. I'm also going to use some American Indian symbols. Now there are a wide range of symbols that can be used. I'm going to use the symbols for Indian man and an American Indian woman. So it's those two items that I'm going to use there, and I'll just click Group Library to refresh this file list. And I'm also going to use a heart pattern, and there's different heart patterns that can be used, all in the same sort of vein. I'm going to use this one here, this sort of broken heart pattern, and so I'm just going to drag and drop that onto the workspace. Now at the moment this item is 1mm by 2, so it's 1mm across, 2mm deep. It's a smart object this, so I could change it, make it a lot thicker, but we want to make earrings here, so I want to take it down to 1 by 1 to reduce the weight. I'm just going to switch on screencast keys, so any key presses I make should be displayed down here. And if I just view this from the top now, so I'm going to go to the American Indian folder. Where are we? That's this one here. So it's Patterns, American Indian, and I'm going to add in the man and the woman symbol from this folder. And we don't do it by dragging and dropping, we do it by using File and Append. You just need to know which folder to go to. So just go up through the menu system until you get to the Groups folder in Fluid Designer for 3D printing. We want Patterns, American Indian, and I want the pattern for a man first of all, and there are two here, one of them without a box around it and one of them with a box. So I'm going to select 001, so I want the American Indian pattern man, and then just click on it, and I'll just move it across here to the left, just reposition it. Yeah, that should be okay. Now I want the woman symbol, so File and Append again. Just go up through the menu system until you're in the Patterns American Indian folder. And I want the Indian woman, but I want 001. I want the one without the border around it. So it's American Indian woman pattern. And I'll just pull that across to the right, like that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to modify this slightly, and I'm going to join their two hands together. So I'm just going to press the Tab key on the keyboard to go into edit mode. And I'll just move this arm across and up, and perhaps move that across. So I'm just going to join their hands together essentially, and then the man pattern as well. So I'm just going to pull that across and up, and perhaps I'll just leave that one there. Okay, so that's how I need to move this foot of the man as well. So with the man highlighted, if I press Tab to go into edit mode and just scroll in here, if I press G on the keyboard, I can grab and move it in. I can just reposition this, just straighten it off. So I've just moved those control points there, just to kind of straighten it off. Alright, so once you're happy with the position and there's nothing sticking out of the outside, you can hold down the Shift key and join the man and the woman together, and then holding down the Shift key, if I join it to the heart pattern there. Now what I want to do is I want to put a ring at the top here, a connector. So I'm going to use this one here, a wire connector with a 1.5mm hole, and that's in 3D Templates Connectors. So I go to File, Append, just go up through the menu system until you get to the Groups folder, and then you want 3D Templates Connectors, and I want a 1.5mm diameter hole, so that'll allow me to put a 1mm diameter fish hook in. Make sure you select it, and I just need to position this, so I'm just zooming in. And notice the cross section of this is slightly different. This is a rounded cross section at the moment, whereas this object is a square cross section. So what I want to do is highlight the ring there, hold down the Shift key, highlight the heart, and go to Tools, Object Tools, and join them together. Now, something I've just noticed as I've tilted it, you'll see that this hole here is empty. If that happens, you need to fill caps. Fill caps. It just depends which order you join these things in. The original object in the Indian patterns would have had this ticked, but if it wasn't ticked for the broken heart, then it could get unticked. Okay, so that's just fill caps there. Now, I want to reduce this section here, so if I just go to View and Top View, and just press the Tab key to go into Edit mode, highlight that control point at the end and press X on the keyboard and delete that control point. Highlight that control point, X and delete. So I've just removed that little section there and just left a ring at the top. And the final thing I want to do now is to personalize it, and I'm going to use a Harrington font as I showed you before. So I'm going to append this capital letter A. It's in Patterns Alphabet Harrington Font folder. So I just go to File and Append, up through the menu system until you get to the Groups folder. I'm going to use a Harrington font. I want capital letter A, and I just append that from the library, and View to Top View, and I can just pull that down. I think it's a little bit large, so I'm going to scale that. So it's S on the keyboard for scaling Fluid Designer. I'll take it down a couple of notches. Whenever you scale objects in Fluid Designer, you must always do Control A and apply the scale. If you don't do that, the thicknesses won't be right, and watch what happens when I apply the scale. It thickened up again, so that really now is the cross section that's defined over here. That's not the same as the pendant at the moment, but if I just go to View and Top View, if I just position it there so it's overlapping the pendant, we do need a solid object here. Notice the thickness is different, but if I hold down the Shift key and highlight the broken heart last, and then go to Tools, Object Tools, and join, whatever the last object is, this one will take on the same cross section, so it's reduced it down to 1 by 1. And we need that sort of thickness if we're actually creating an earring. We need to keep the weight down. So the only thing to do now is to export it. I tend to use Wavefront OBJ format, but you could use STL. I tend to save it to the desktop. I saved it earlier as a personalized American Indian broken heart earring, and once you've saved that, you just need to go to NetFab Basic, run the repair procedure in NetFab Basic, click on the plus sign, click Automatic Repair and execute, and then apply the repair and remove the old part. I did do this before, but it does work. And then just go to Part, Export, and export it as a wavefront object again. And then you can upload that to Shapeways and get it 3D printed if that's where you want to get it printed. So good luck in creating your own. If you want us to create one for you, just send us an email. Thanks.